Hi there. I've been asked to make a 10-minute demonstration of my teaching style. So I have chosen a topic of a small object-oriented program uh, made using Java. So I will be demonstrating you that. So basically, I'm going to share my screen here. Before I go into that, basically the program is such that we have um, two Java files and one is the question file. Basically, this question.java is the question class which will retrieve question in a format where how they are being aligned in the text file. So if I'll first open up the question file and have a look at what's in there, the content of the question file, which is the text file, has question on the first line and then four choices and then the correct choice. Same thing applies here. Again, the question and four choices and the correct choice. So basically we have how many attributes if we talk about if we are to pull this in Java program. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 attributes are coming up. This will be a question. This will be a choice number one, first, second choice, third choice, fourth, and this is the correct answer. If I'll close it here, this will be the question. Now, if I'll go in the environment which I have chosen here, we'll just want you to focus on these two ones because there are some other programs that I have. Sorry. If I want you to focus on the question class here and this trivia game class that we have. Question class, let's look at that. Question class is the class where you are seeing we have class name as question and which is the same name as the uh, class name, and that's a mandatory in Java. Now we have attributes with the name, question, first answer, second answer, as promised I showed you in the text file. These are the variables that we are creating or the private attributes we are creating for this class in this question class. Now, this is an overloaded constructor, which we'll be going to be using in the runnable class, and I will going to be showing you the runnable class in a moment. But this is how we will be filling up the whole question bank from the text file into our Java program. So keep that in mind. And the signature of these attributes are of these functions is uh, question first, then the first answer, the second answer, the fourth answer, and the correct answer. So keep that in mind. Apart from that, we have some getters and setters. They are called accessors and mutators in Java as well. So if somebody says getters and setters or mutators or accessors and mutators, same thing. Every single attribute, we have how many? 6 attributes we have. In those 6 attributes, we have uh, getters and setters for each of them. Question, get question, set question, get first answer, set first answer, get second answer, set second answer. Uh, when we use the getters, and which we're going to be using shortly when we'll go to the main class, runnable class, we will be using this getter method to get the actual value of the correct answer when we'll retrieve it back to our class. So let's go back to our class here. So we can see there are 12 methods and there are some 2 additional methods which we can learn in a moment. Let's go to our trivia game. Trivia game, first of all, has a trivia game, same name as the class name and same name as the file name, and it has the main method. Well, main method tells me that this will be a runnable class. Now, in this runnable class, my main target is to read all the questions in a systematic way using the question class and put it into my array list, which is the collection of all the questions. Other than that, I have 2 more variables, player 1 and player 2. At the moment when they are starting, they have 0 points. The way I have designed this program is that even questions will go to the player number 1 and odd questions will go to the player number 2. So the player 1 points and the player 2 points at the start will be 0. My next part is to read from the file. Obviously, I need to give the path of the file where I need to read the content of the questions. I'm using the file class and I'm creating an object of the file class, and this is the new instance of it, referring to the and pointing to that location where my questions are located. Once the file is read, that file will be read line by line into an scanner object, and the scanner's object will read the has the responsibility to put the question line into the question bank, into this question attribute. The first answer, which will be the next line, will go into the first answer. The next line will be the second, and so on and so forth. Once they are being retrieved using the scanner class, they will be put under the array list. And the way I will add to my array list, the content to be added to my array list, is that by using the add function. And in the add function, I'm saying is that whatever you have retrieved from the question, put it into the question class. So at the same time, I have a building block that is happening, which will keep the record of all the questions in the question class. Because of the time shortage, I will not be able to explain this part, but basically when all the questions are read, the size of the whole array list will be 10 questions. That is why I'm using question.size. The even questions will go to the player number 1, and the odd questions will go to the player number 2. The way the logic is developed, that if the question number is 1 and if it is divided by uh, 2, what will be the remainder? If the remainder is 0, then it will be the first player turn. If the question is divided by 2 and completely divisible and the remainder is 1, then it will be player 2's turn. So it will be a toggle between, or zigzag between 1 and 2, 1 and 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 0. And by the time we will hit the question number 10, it will be able to uh, do 5 questions each for each player. Meantime, what I'm doing in that is I am getting the input from the user, because when we use the scanner class in Java, we read the input. And once the input is read, the player 1 points will be incremented. If he gives the right answer, his point will be incremented. If he gives the wrong answer, no increment to the points. Same thing will the second with the second player. We'll take his input and we'll see, if you give me the correct answer, I will increase your point. If no point, if the wrong answer is given, no points will be incremented. By the end of the 10 questions, we will have, let's say, user 1 give 4 answers correct, and user number 2 will give the 3 answers correct. We will break out of this loop. We will be done with this loop, and we will have a clear-cut picture of who is the winner. If the player 1 points are greater than player 2 points, obviously player 1 is the winner. And if other case will be, which is the else case, if player 2 points are bigger and player 1 points is less, then player 2 will be a winner. So basically, in short story, we have done what we have done. We have array list, we have read the questions, we have put the questions in that array list using the strategy of the question class. And then from the question class, we are able to run our program for 10 questions, alternatively for each player, incrementing their points, and at the end displaying the final points that the both users have scored. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you.